crazy? Right. I said, I did the same thing by piano last week. So you have to know. I want you to know one more thing. This mamash. What's the Hebrew name you told me? Chaya. Right. Chaya and Charlotte. I want to bless you and Charlotte have not from your children. I want you to know something very deep. We were learning it a lot of times. That wherever the name or word is the first time in the Torah, it's the headquarters. Do you know, until Yitzchak, everybody was calling their parents by their first name. You know, when I see someone calling their parents' first name, it's pagan. Makes me vomit, really. Disgusting. The first person who called his father was Yitzchak. Because when Yitzchak walked up to the binding of Yitzchak, it says, V'yema elef ofi, he says to him, Father. And right now I don't want to go into it because it's... You know something? My name is Shlomo, right? So there are 15,000 Shloimos, right? Your name is Yitzchak, 2 million Yitzchaks. Okay, change that. I hope you're not... You know, my beautiful friends, you know, every name I can buy, I can give. The name father or mother, only children can give you. Only children. You know what it is? You know what it means, father or mother? That means there is one person you are important to. What's the saddest thing in the world? If I'm not important to anybody in the world. You know, you tell me I'm important in the world. Good, Mother, so it turns me on. But it doesn't compare to the knowledge that there is one person in the world to whom I'm important. The deepest. And just remember, the deepest fixing of the tree of knowledge is this Parsha. If we have more time, Shabbos, we'll go into it. What's its beginning? First of all, the tree of knowledge, the tree of doubt. God took out all the doubt from his heart. All the doubt. It's clear to me there was one God. It is clear to me that Mamish, the world, Mamish, is standing only Olam Chesed Yevoni Gai, create the world of goodness. See, the angels came before God and said, what's so big about a human being? You know, who needs them? They're nothing. Oh, give out. The snake comes to Eve and says this, if you want to be like God, and this is the deepest depth. You think you become like someone when you imitate? Imitation doesn't make you. I'll imitate everything the Lubavitcher Rebbe does. I'm not the Lubavitcher Rebbe, right? I'll daven like the Amshnova, right? I'll stand there and shokah for 7 hours, Leina l'Shabeach. The tree of knowledge says you imitate, so you are. So you're a clown. What's Avraham Avinu is imitating God? Imitation. He is mamish like God, right? He is mamish, God's image, not imitation of God, right? Mamish the inside, you know. Mamish, he is doing what God is doing. He is bringing God's light into the world. It's not imitation. And you know what it is? This is so deep. Basically, education is based on imitation, right? I'm teaching my children to eat with a fork. I'm eating with a fork, you eat with a fork. I wipe my nose, you wipe your nose. It's all outside stuff. But the inside, I don't want imitation. It's for real. Mamish for real. So this Parsha is Mamish. Mamish for real. Mamish for real. And you see, without getting involved, so says the room, you have to drive out your shmor. He's laughing. You know when you laugh? When someone is imitating well. Comedian, right? Give out imitation, right? When someone is for real, you don't laugh, right? The best thing, if someone is imitating, I'm already laughing, right? You know what Yishmael said to Yitzchak? Abraham is an imitation. You're an imitation. One's imitating the other, right? Like someone told me just recently, all the Chassidim are fakes, right? The Rebbe is a fake. He's imitating the last Rebbe. And all the Chassidim imitating the Rebbe. That's all a fake, right? That's what the snake says. Imitate God. So that's what the angel said. Who needs man? There's nothing, right? Ah, it's for real. Well, you know, one more very deep thing. When I see a human being and I don't have the urge to do something for them, what's my problem? The problem is that the other person is not real for me. You know, if I see a bagel, why do you want to eat it? Because you see a real bagel, right? If I see a bagel in the newspaper picture, I don't feel like eating it. It's not for real. You know why people don't invite guests to the house? Because people are not real to them. Yeah, and they look good, right? Real. You see what it is? The angels said to God, a human being is not for real. Just imitation. Outside stuff. And this Parsha is mamish inside. Mamish inside stuff. You know, I'm saying this whole Torah for Charlotte, for Chaya. I want to bless you when you go to the chuppah. You should watch your feet and you can see it's like Avraham Avinu running to greet the guests, right? Because, you know, when you build a house, it's like you're each other's guest, right? You remember we were learning, why was God testing Avraham as guests? Because basically when children are born, they have nothing, they're our guests, right? Because the deepest question is always, how do you greet your guest? You're blowing your mind over every guest, right? I'll tell you something more very, very deep. You know, husband and wife can tolerate each other. Or they can mamish be each other's guests all the time, right? Like Avraham Avinu, right? And this is what the Zohar Kodesh says. There are some people who invite people to the house that, listen, it's my house, but they give you permission to be there. This is until Avraham Avinu entered the covenant with God. After he entered the covenant with God, he told them, it's your house. I'm your guest. It's your house, right? You know, the deepest saddest in the world, breaking up of husband and wife is always, everybody says, it's my house and you're my guest. But imagine if they would say, yeah, it's my house, but it's all yours. And they fight, they say, no, it's your house. Not it's my house. It's your house, right? See, Avraham Avinu, when the 3 guests came, he said, it's your house. It's not normal. Slaughtering 3 oxes just to give the tongue, although it has billions of secrets, right? Just want you to know something, one more sweet thing. Yeah, for a few minutes. All your guests are here already or not yet? Charlotte?
No.
No. So you don't have to rush. Is there still some people you have to wait for or not too much? Oh, there are. Okay. Oh, you told them 10:30, yeah. Told me you told them 10. So we have all the time in the world. Why, what am I rushing? Okay, we have more time. Where was I? I interrupt my own thought. Where was I? Yeah. 3 ounces.
The house is yours.
That's a good Torah, yeah. Just was getting into something on 7. This is really like, I didn't see it, anybody else saying it, only Ishbitz. Do you think Sodom was so terrible? Sodom was right, on a certain level. Here comes a schlepper, right? He doesn't have his act together. Mashiach doesn't have her act together. And they're coming. Sodom was the richest country in the world at that time, the richest part of the world. You know, today the Dead Sea still is one of the richest places in the world, because the energy there and what you can do with the Dead Sea is not a question of billions, zillions, because they didn't even start yet utilizing, right? Also, right? And this now when it's dead, and we think it's only strong because it's dead. Imagine it was alive, it's stronger, right? I mean, whatever there is. That means Sodom has unbelievable energy in it, right? Because the Dead Sea is the energy, is the dead energy of Sodom, right? It's not that after God destroyed Sodom, suddenly the cute little energy pill came down from heaven, fell down on the Dead Sea, and it's Sodom. There's too much commotion going up down there. Not you, but outside. Can we close the doors? You know, there's an unbelievable power to give, right? Mamish, giving. It's also not good. You know, according to Jewish law, are you really permitted? Imagine I meet a poor man on the street, right? I'll tell him, listen, come to my house, I give you everything. Give you my house, give you my furniture. Here's my checkbook, I give you everything. What? Sounds good.
Wife.
My wife, yeah. Why not? Charity is, I have permission from God to give something what I have to somebody else. Okay, God forbid, if someone is in trouble, someone, God forbid, to save somebody's life, I can do everything. But under normal circumstances, the Gemara says you can give 1/10, 1/20. But there are limits. You know what Sodom is? Sodom is, they taught the world the limits. But they didn't know how the limits are, right? They thought the limits meant give nothing. You see, they saw Avraham Avinu give everything. So they said it's wrong, right? So they didn't know how to handle it. Do you know that the king of Sodom was Avraham Avinu's greatest pupil? Started getting involved in the debt. But he saw Avraham Avinu's giving everything. He says, no, I don't want that. I want the other way around. Give nothing, right? What is the deepest secret of life? I have to know the limits, right? Listen, I'll see a homeless person on the street. I'll say, Mamish, come to my house. I give you my bed. I give you my house. I give you my telephone. I make you the rabbi of the shul. It doesn't go this way. It doesn't go this way, right?
There's a lack of dignity in doing that. You're robbing that person of something.
That's something else. But imagine, this is not the point I'm making now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Miriam. If in practicality, I would really do it. But the thing is that I have to know how much to give. Sodom is also very important, right? You see, Avraham Avinu is praying for Sodom. Avraham Avinu says to God, I need Sodom also. It's not so simple. Because if I could send in holy people to teach them the secret, when to hold back or when to give, it'd be okay. Ishbitz says this whole thing is just so deep. Because the deepest depths of life is really, where am I holding back? Where is it when I'm not holding back, I'm destroying the whole thing? Imagine, I'll tell you something else. God is not stingy. God says to us, the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur, once a year you go in. Once a year you go in for 2 seconds. Why is God holding back? Wouldn't it be more beautiful? God would say the Holy of Holies, Mamish, call different. Mamish, not only I want you to come in, I want you to sleep there, to eat there, It stopped being the Holy of Holies. Because everything in the world, if you don't hold back, now listen to this is the deepest depth. Imagine the sun would say, listen, why should I hold back my light? I know after me the night is coming, it's dark, I'm going to stay on. Right? Destruction of the world. And here I want you to know something awesome. God blessed Avraham Avinu, your children will be like the sand on the beach. Or what's the sand doing? The wave is coming and they want to run over the whole world. You can go till here and not further. That's it. You see the sand is stopping. Now listen to this. This is awesome. When God says to Avraham Avinu to enter the covenant with God, he said to him, Ani kel shin dalet yud. And without getting into the deepest depths. When God created the world, God is infinite. Everything became infinite. Infinite heaven, infinite earth, infinite water. So, the name Shin Dalet Yud comes from the word, it's enough. Because die means enough. That means, you see what it is? Shabbos Yontif. God gave over to Avraham Avinu the deepest secret to know mamish, to give to the end, and yet to know. Can you close the doors? It's not fair. You're still in the middle of learning. Now listen to this. This is beautiful. Avraham Avinu is mamish. You would say it's completely infinite, right? Then it says, "Fuhu oimed aleim," he was standing above them. You know what that means? Avraham Avinu didn't make himself like a shmata. He said, I'm giving you my house. Fuhu oimed aleim, he was standing above them. And the deepest depth is that, this world, the depth of this world is that it's so easy to hold back completely. Or it's so easy to give completely. But Gewalt, in order to know exactly when to hold back. That's where you need a covenant with God. You know, God created the world. Kabal, measured. Just look at the world. The sun exactly on the billionth of split second, the sun goes down. And the super billionth of zillionth of split second, the moon is coming out. Day and night. The ocean, so far it's ocean. You know what the flood is all about? The flood is all about there were no borders. Water has borders, right? And they had no borders with their evil. God took him, thinking they made the borders of nature. And if you remember, in the time of the flood, it was complete chaos. It was not day, it wasn't night. The mountains weren't mountains, the valleys were not valleys, the trees were not trees. Everything got loose, not only the water. The earth, the whole nature was chaos. It was chaos, right? So here comes Avraham Avinu. And the deepest depth is, you know what the deepest depth is? You know when you have to stop, and I want you to bless me and all of us, because some of us maybe it's hard to learn. When you're too much giving causes chaos, that's the end. And chaos can be holy chaos and unholy chaos. You know, was there anybody more giving than the Holy Baal Shem? And yet the Holy Baal Shem didn't know exactly. There's a Shabbos, there's Yom Tov, Friday night, how long he sits by the table. And you know, maybe the Amshno Rebbe looks like he is infinite. It's completely finite. He knows exactly when to come out to the table. He knows exactly, mamish, every split second. It's awesome. So you see, so here, God blessed Avraham. And he says, your children should be like the sand of the ocean. That we should know and teach the world when to stop. First of all, we should stop evil. Because evil can be so infinite, right? But you know, water is chesed. And if you just let the water run you over, it's also bad, right? You know, sometimes people want to do good to somebody else, but they let them run them over. It's no good, right? You need some sand, right? So here, the Ishbitz says that the three angels, besides everything else, were the angels who complained. They said, Mo enish gesis karana. What's so good about man? God showed them over Avinu. Avinu is completely infinite. Also completely finite. And this is, and the Zohar is because Avraham Avinu reached already the level of knowing exactly when to stop, that there was no need of Sodom anymore. Like, they came to the world to teach. You have to stop sometimes, hold back, but not hold back like you. You see, on one hand, isn't that awesome? Avraham Avinu is not holding back even to pray for Sodom. Awesome, right? Different kind of infinite. But you know, next Shabbos, Ephraim wants, Avraham Avinu says to him, how much you want to pay? And he looks at Avraham and realizes, I cannot say $10 million, it's not worth it. Because Avraham Avinu, you know, Avraham Avinu was a top businessman. He knows exactly. You can overcharge me, but not. But don't ask me for one bag of $10 million, right? So I want to tell you one more thing, and then we make a little stop for a few minutes. Everybody knows when people convert, then you have to have a chuppah, right? So the deepest question in the world is, Avraham Avinu and Sarah by Megaya, when was the chuppah? And you know, the angels came and they asked, where's Sarah? And they said, she's in the tent. So it says that You know, he said she is already standing under the chuppah waiting for me. Because the angels, when they ate, and they made the bracha, they were making the bracha of the wedding, Shiva brachas. Anyway, I want to bless Mamash, I want to bless you, that the angels who made the Shiva brachas by Avraham Avinu should come to your wedding and say Shiva brachas. And God should be so proud of you. You should be so proud of each other. And above all, I want to bless you that, you know, sometimes I would like to know how important I am in the world, right? But as I told you, father and mother, husband and wife, if I'm most important to one person, they can carry me for a whole life, right? Because the people, all our mistakes come because I didn't think I'm important. I don't think it matters, right? And you see what it is? Obviously, Adam and Eve, because the snake was around, she never got the message how important she is to Adam, right? Because she made a mistake. Listen to this. After she ate and she saw she's dying, she says to Adam, I don't want to die alone. You know what she was testing him? Am I important enough for you that you couldn't live without me? And if you know, according to all the deepest Kabbalists, you know, when God made of Adam and Eve, there was no chuppah yet. It was just like an engagement. But when they were hiding under the tree, you know when they really realized how much they're important are to each other? You know, in Ishbitz it's very clear. What really got them together is because they ate from the tree of knowledge. There was no other way, right? I mean, it's the deepest depths. I want to go into it now, but anyway, this Shabbos is just so special, you know? You know, like, first of all, how important we are to God. Give out how we are important to God. And how important we are in the world. And the greatest revelation is that the person, mamish, is connected with their own deepest depths. Their own deepest depths. And basically the whole Torah is based on the Torah from the Heilige Rishna. The Rishna says the whole world is waiting for a revelation of a Yanovi. But I am waiting for the revelation of my own Neshama.
No, that
What?
happens soon.
He says, I'm waiting God should reveal my own Neshama to me. You see, the truth is, Eliyahu Novi doesn't come to a person who didn't have already the revelation of his own neshama. Because Avraham Avinu doesn't talk to clowns, right? Has to be for real. Okay, let's make it a little stop. Because you forgot the Noam up there, you know? I have it.
That's your responsibility.
Oh, you did? I thought you forgot them.
No, I left it with you.
Oh, you did leave it with me. Consciously. I thought maybe you just forgot it. Okay, good. So I tell you what we need. We need someone to put away the table,
Okay.
and bring down some candles, and
We'll do it.
2 minutes. Don't get lost.
Hey.
And Charlotte, I'm on time. Would you believe it?